Welcome back to Dpeezy Chronicles. Today we'll be talking about the time I pretty much overdosed on high blood pressure cold medicine, which is called Coricidin. Y'all probably heard of it. Some people have, some people may have not. But it's an over-the-counter drug that you could buy at pretty much any pharmacy for cold, and it's good if you have high blood pressure. It's useful for them. But somehow, some way, someone found a way to abuse it and get high from it. So that was like in high school. Once me and my friend heard about that, we were like, what? So you could just go to the store and pretty much get some things that'll get you lit. And so we went to, I think, Walgreens, and we ended up getting like 2 boxes of 16 of them each. We get back to the house and we call the person that had told us about it, and she was like, well, just take 8 of them since it's your first time, go from there. And I was like, how many do you take? And she was like, oh, I take 16 now because I'm used to it. I was like, damn, 16? So we hang up and we get them popped out. Bloop, 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 bloop. Pop out 8 of them. And then so I'm holding them, they're all little in my hand, and my friend's holding his, and we're like, all right, here we go. We took 8 of them. And then we had the other 8 that was still there because there were 16 total. So we popped those out, and we're like, what do we do with these? And I was like, we'll just save these for next time or something. And my friend was like, man, he popped 8 more. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it with you. Bam. So we just took 16, a whole box of these Coricidins, which were nicknamed Triple C's at the time. We were like, okay, well, how long is it going to take to kick in? So we call a person that actually had told us about them, and she was a lifeguard. So we go over there and we're chilling, and we're thinking that we're feeling it. We're like, oh, it kind of feels weird. Do you feel it? And we're like, oh, I think I do. I don't know. Do you? So she's on her little lifeguard stand, and we go to the back, and we're sitting at this bench, and we're just chilling there. We're like, I don't know if I feel anything, man. Do you? And he was like, I don't know. So we're like trying to they said it makes your skin feel like it's clay or something. So we're trying to feel how, it's supposed to be like walking on clouds. The way they had described it to us. So after a little while, it kind of starts feeling like you're like light and like jello-y almost. It's a weird feeling. So we're just chilling there, and then we see someone that we recognize, and they're over there smoking some smoke. At the time, it was hydro. So they're smoking some hydro, right? And they came. They're like, "Hey, what's up? You want a hit?" We're like, "All right." So my homie takes a hit, and he's like, "I take my hit," and we're chilling, and then I had stepped away for a second. I don't know what I was doing, but all of a sudden I see my boy, the one that took the 16, he's throwing up like, bruh, like a freaking firefighter water hose, man. It was just straight, bruh. And I was like, oh shit, you all right, man? Within 10 seconds later, that was me. So I'm just barfing, throwing up so much. And then that's when everything started turning a little scary, man. We're on the park bench, which is like green, the green park bench with little holes in it. So we're on there, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I can't move. And my homie's there too, and he's like, oh, I can't move either. And the other people, they already left. They're like, man, these fools crazy, they throwing up and shit. I'm gone. So he took off. And so we're at the table like, oh shit, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know about this, man. I don't know if we should have did this. And then he's like, hold on, it'll wear off, man. Just wait for it to wear off. So we're sitting there, and then my phone starts vibrating. Little Nokias, they started vibrating. I'm like, oh, I gotta answer it. Tell them, trying to tell them where we are and stuff. And I couldn't even get to that. I literally could not move. And no matter how hard I tried. And then at one point, I had leaned over. I was pushing myself, trying to get to the phone or something. I was pushing myself, and my body fell on the grass, but my legs were still on the bench. And I'm like, oh, And my homie's like, bro, you all right, man? I'm like, I can't get up. And he was like, hey, man, there's a dog coming. I'm like sitting like this, like, oh, and I look up and there's a dog. Dog comes and starts sniffing my face. I'm like, oh, man, come on. And we just kept like dry heaving, feeling sick. We literally couldn't stand up, move, go nowhere. We wanted to just go back into the car and at least chill there, but we couldn't even get there. So the lifeguard friend was like, "The heck, what's wrong with y'all? Why are you on the floor and why are you all draped sideways on the bench?" And we're like, "Oh, we can't move, man. We can't move." And like you could just feel your heart breathe, and then like our hearts were beating hard, and the breathing was getting really tough. And my friend was like, bro, this is how we're gonna die, man. Oh, man, it's gonna be a story in the news. And I was like, fuck, man, what are we gonna do? So the lifeguard person calls the people that we were smoking with, and they came and they pretty much helped us up, walked us to the car. And my car was so beat up at the time, you had to literally drive with the gas pushed and the brake. So when you hit the brakes, you had to keep your foot on the gas or the whole car would shut off. So it was tough, man. I'm in the back seat, like feeling like I'm gonna die, cold sweats and dry heaving. And my friends, they put him in the front seat, and the drivers that's trying to take us somewhere is pretty much having a hard time, car shutting off, multiple times during wherever we were going. So we're like, we couldn't really say anything like, oh, take us here, take us, because it was really hard to talk at that time. It started getting more intense. So we're going, and the guy's like, he takes us somewhere, and he stops the car, and he's like, all right, y'all gonna be safe here. Just wait for it to wear off. And then like we're sitting there like, just gonna leave us here? And he's like, I gotta go. He takes off, boom. And I'm like in the back seat, I'm like, bro, where are we? And he was like, man, I don't know where we are. And then we get up and we kind of look, and we're surrounded by nothing but trees. Like we're in the woods. We're in the middle of the woods, man. And we're like, what the heck? Why are we parked here? Like all around us. There wasn't like no street or nothing. We were just really in the middle of the woods. And we're sitting there, and then we see some lights behind us. We're like, oh, fuck, it's the cops. And we're like trying to sober up or whatever, and it didn't work, but it wasn't the cops. Some people had came up, and they were like, what's up? We're like, oh, shit, we're going to get jacked. But they were like, hey, y'all all right, man? We're like, yeah, man, we're just pretty messed up right now. And he was like, all right. And he ends up walking away. We're like, oh, shit, that was a close one. So we're like, man, we got to get back home. So he's like, all right, come on, get up. So I'm like trying to get up. He's like, we got to go. And I was like, I can't drive. He's like, I can't drive. And I was like, fuck, okay. He's like, come on, you got this. So I'm getting in the driver's seat. I turn the thing, and my vision is like, I'm already seeing double, quadruple. And I'm trying to back up, start backing up a little bit. I get to where the concrete is, like two wheels on the grass still, 2 wheels on the concrete. And I stop. I'm like, bro, I can't do this. There's no way. And then so I get out, and I was like, you drive. And he comes around, and he's like, all right. No, I can't drive. And then he goes back, and I'm like, oh, shit. So we were literally like going back and forth, all messed up, dragging sideways, body all limp. And then I finally back up and get turned around after, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. And my friend is like, all right, come on, drive, you got this. He kept on, next to me, we played football together. And then so he would always be like, come on, you got this. Can't be stopped, you got this, man, focus. And so like, I'm driving like, I don't know, 8 to 10 miles an hour, just driving really slow. And the way I was driving was to look, I saw double. So my thing was to drive through the middle. So I see 2 lanes, I'm driving in the middle between the 2 lanes, the line that's in the middle. Somehow, some way, after driving super slow, we didn't get pulled over, we didn't get in an accident. We finally made it to where we had to be, which was my house. We ended up getting there, we're trying to like avoid my mom and all that stuff. And we're just like, boom, lay out. The next day, we talked about it. We were like, damn, I really thought that was the end. Like, couldn't breathe, heart stopping, not heart stopping, but heart pumping like really, really hard, cold sweats, can't move, could barely speak, couldn't even see. Everything was just so blurry. You couldn't even see. It was crazy. But yeah, so never did that again after that. That was an eye opener to not just freaking try everything that people are doing or not go overboard with things. And yeah, so I just wanted to tell you about that, man. That was a pretty crazy time I had with my friend. We always talk about it, like whenever we chill, we're like, hey, remember that time we took those things and we thought we were gonna die? I'm like, yo, how could I forget? So I appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Stay tuned for another Dpeezy Chronicle next week. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate the love. Just make this a big year. A lot of videos coming soon.